Time to have some science fun with an Oliver gas tank. You say it's red, well it's actually out of a Cockshut 1555. My good friend Doug brought it over. I sold him another tank that's green and much cleaner on the inside. I told him bring your old one with you and I'll do the old electrolysis thing on it and see if I can't get the inside cleaned up. So that's what we're going to do today, is some electrolysis rust removal or tank cleaning in this case. Let me get a little light and we'll see if we can see how nasty it is down in there before we start. I've seen worse, but there's plenty of crud in there. I'll try recording with my phone. That's, you know, got the light built in so I don't have to try to hold one in front of the other type of thing. That's showing up a little better. It's pretty rusty in there. There's a couple of clear spots. Rust inside the neck here. Probably a lot of it is just old cruddy gasoline. To do this, we'll be filling the tank up with water. Doug already has a pipe plug in the bottom, so that's great. We've got these blocks set up here, and I even have a brand new charger. The old one bought the farm a few weeks ago. It's gone on to greener pastures. And what we're doing is we're gonna charge one side and not the other, or positive and negative. And this will be our anode, but however we slice it, anode, electrode. And we fill it up and then with water, but the water does not conduct electricity that much, so I'm going to add lye, which will increase the conductivity. You can also use washing soda, which is really cheap. You can get it in the laundry department of just about any store where you're gonna buy your laundry supplies. Or lye has gotten harder to find. I got mine off from Amazon. Soap makers use it a lot. It's very caustic, very alkaline, so you gotta be careful with it. Once it's watered down, not so bad. But I like it. It just seems to clean things up a little better. The washing soda is very neutral. It's not gonna, and cheap. And the lye ain't too bad, but I just feel like I get a little better extra out of that alkalinity. Also kind of alkaline, helps protect the metal from rusting, flash rusting, as opposed to doing an acid where it wants to rust, it seems like, as soon as you pull everything out or whatever. So let's do that. The big thing with it being alkaline, can't do anything aluminum. Just want to stick to steel. You don't want to use stainless for like your anode because there's cadmium in stainless. It's safe when it's in the stainless, but when you do this process, it pulls it out of the stainless and puts it in the water. Now you have toxic water. So just use steel. I put an old paint can cap on the, oh, there is some gas in there. An old paint can cap on the end here because we do not want a dead short. We do not want the two pieces of metal directly touching each other. That will make your charger quite unhappy, and it'll prevent the process from happening. So we also need put some tape around the shaft there where it's going to touch the filler neck. I'm just wondering if it'll have to get a light again. It's going to touch the tank in the lower part, but I don't think it's going to. That filler will pretty much keep it. I could add a row of tape down there just to be safe. It's like one of those unboxing videos, because I'm unboxing. I was in town Saturday, and I'd been looking and around and looking online to see what was best going to fit my needs, and go into the farm store and they're out of stock, which worked to my favor because then it popped up again and I looked and they had it for sale, $40 off. Went back in and they didn't have any out on a shelf, but they showed they have 3, and eventually they found them out back. There's a couple of reasons I wanted this particular one. It's a manual battery charger. The automatic ones look to have some nice features, some attempts at idiot proofing. You can't hook them up backwards, they detect it. They automatically detect voltage. The problem is, say a battery is totally dead, it does not detect that it's hooked up and it won't turn on the charge. And for what we're doing with electrolysis, there is not going to be any current there for it to detect that it's hooked to a battery. So we need something manual that's going to just, you know, put juice. It's going to put out. And this one also boosts to 250 amps, which is nice for when you're trying to boost a tractor or something. So we wanted that too. Did not want to mess with the whole automatic thing. And it also has a 6-volt setting somewhere down there. That's good for some of the old ones that are 6-volters. About the biggest feature I'm missing out on compared to the old one, it does not have a just stay on position from what I'm seeing. So I may have to convince it otherwise. You can put the timer on for 135 minutes, but usually I like do this stuff overnight. So we'll make sure everything's working before we void the warranty. We are ready to put stuff in. The sediment bowl is out of the bottom and plugged. Definitely want to do that because lye will eat the aluminum right out of that. So you don't want any kind of aluminum in this whole process. If you do, I don't know how washing soda would do with that. We also have our anode. I've got a plastic cap on the bottom end there to insulate it from touching the tank. We don't want any direct shorts. And then I put electrical tape on the 2 spots where it could touch the opening there so it doesn't short out. We want the juice to go through the water, not through the metal, so, you know. So let's see if I can pull this out without losing the cap like I did earlier. And we'll get some water in there. Oh, kind of smells like varnish. This is actually food grade. I got this off from Amazon. That doesn't mean eat it by any means. It is potent stuff. Watered down and stuff, but yeah, they use it, as it says here, used in soaps, cleaners, water treatment, food preparation, pH buffer, and metal dissolution. So, you know, food grade. You know, you water it down enough and it's kind of like, let's see, there's all sorts of things in life. You know, you get too much water, you drown. You get too much oxygen, everything catches on fire. So, you know, life is about moderation. And don't forget protection. What I'll do is add some water. I'm going to put in some of that. And that way it kind of stirs in. The water being added helps stir it up and dissolve it. Let's do that. We'll start with that much. I like to just get it going, and then I can adjust how much is going through by watching the amp gauge on the charger. So let's get that set up. This is close enough to reach an outlet. And the tank. And the water. What more could you want? Tank is full. Anode is in place. We put the positive on that. We've got about half the bottle of lye in there. Negative on the part we want to clean. Almost ran that backwards. Let's see what we get. Jump up to 25 amps. Well, it says 25. It's coming up some. Well, we can see we're making fizzies. So we're definitely conducting through. Not drawing a whole lot of amperage. Maybe I'll pull that out and try to stir to get that lye mixed in better. Toil and trouble and bubbles and let's see if that helps. Yeah, if I put it on a 50 amp setting, the needle comes up a little higher. Let's try 25. Yeah, that's coming up decent. Stirring it helped. Get that lye dissolved in. I could put some more in. Let's see, the high end of the needle is 60. We'll live with that. Now we let it cook. Normally I'd put this on a, somewhat medium charge or something and let it go overnight. It's got that timer, so it's gonna run for a couple hours before it shuts off. And I'll turn it on some more later. And then I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do to save the water because I could use it for other projects. I've had this running off and on. Like I said, it's got that timer on it, but I did rob the timer out of the old one. I'll probably do a swap on those because that one's got a stay on position, a hold. And anywho, I'm gonna pull that sending unit out and then we're gonna carefully drain it and take it outside and power wash the inside out. I like to do it on these cold winter days with the hot water pressure washer because everything's so hot, the water kind of turns to steam and dries out of the tank pretty easy because the humidity is so low. So let's get that out of there. Oh, come on. Ah. Well, that one's gonna go. Ow! Ow! Stabbed myself.
Are you sure it isn't time for a colorful metaphor?
They're probably too round. Oh, there goes one. Hard part's just getting them started. Good thing new sending units come with new screws, I think. I haven't drained any out here, so it's probably gonna come bubbling up. It depends on how much it's. I can see it's up to the holes. It must be about flush. Just need a little love. Well, this will be a good experiment. How do you like that float? It de-rusted it all right, but the other parts, let's get you in a light here a little better. I think I need to invest in new shop lighting. You can still see some rust, but it's not really attached like that wire. Doug said he was going to replace the sending unit. He is definitely going to replace the sending unit. But I guess that's showing me that it's done its magic. I've probably run it the equivalent of overnight. Because what rust is there just... and other crud just wipes away with a finger, so it'll definitely come off with a power washer. So I guess we might as well drain it in an approved way and see about washing it. First we'll pull the rod out, and hopefully carefully, so that I don't what's the word, knock the cap off the end. We can see there's crud in there. A little easier to film without the sending unit in there. Maybe the other way. But I've got all the water stuff drained out. So we're ready to go take her out there and see how much of that stuff breaks free and flushes out. I'm hopeful. I get a good view of this backside, but hopefully I got that good. I guess worst comes to worst, we'll fill her back up and do it some more. All right, let's see what's going on. This light might be too bright. Let's try it. Yeah, let me get a different light. That seems to be about the best setting. Oh, she's steaming up, still warm in there. It looks mucho better. Looks like I got that back wall okay. I guess hopefully you can see something. I'll be able to tell in editing, and you know, if it makes it in, it's good. But yeah, it's looking real good. I think I got her. There could be some sticking on the top. It's kind of hard to clean that good from the bottom hole. But I'm liking what I'm seeing. I think I'm going to move it under the radiant tube heater. This one here, and that will help keep the tank warm and help dry the remaining moisture in there out. All right, it's been drying for a little while. I stuck a paper towel on a grabber down in there. Just a little bit of flash rust in a few spots, but all the crusties are gone. I probably should have stuck paper towel down in there sooner to get the remaining water out. I think I'll spray some WD-40 in there. That'll help prevent more rust and displace any water. But yeah, it's a lot better than it was. I don't think there's any loose stuff to come out anymore and plug things. Whether a guy'd want to put a liner in it or not, that's up to them. I've never tried liners. I've heard good things, I've heard bad things. Let's just do it this way. too bad. There you go, lens. I sprayed some, well, I didn't have any WD-40, so I had, what was that? Deep Creep Seafoam. That should keep it from rusting anymore. It kind of made a fog in there, so that should help coat everything. But there it is. Pretty effective, I think, and especially if you're trying to keep the paint on your tractor, whether it's original or maybe it's one you restored and it's been a while and it's all nasty in there. If you're careful and just don't let anything run out, it'll clean the inside without banging everything up. And this one is, well, this one's out of a Cockshut 1555. And Doug, if you want it back, you know where it's at. I think it's good to use again. Or I'll put it in my stash. But that's all for this one. We will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.